Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from High Branch Brewing Company out of Concord, North Carolina. This beer is called Freedom Hazy IPA. And you can see here it says dry hopped with Ultra, Simcoe, and Azaka. I never have even heard of Ultra hops. Interesting. And as you can tell by looking at the label, this is a very patriotic label called Freedom too. This came out on July 3rd. It's probably a cheap way to get some sales around the 4th of July, but it is what it is. And yeah, like it says, hazy IPA, 6.8 ABV. Yeah, and that's all I know about it. I have not had this yet, so I'm gonna crack it open and see what we got. I've not reviewed a High Branch IPA for a little while. I'm actually kind of excited for this. Excuse me. As you can see, it pours a very, very hazy, darker golden color, almost a mustard orange. It's weird. With about half a finger's worth of white head. Well, that smells nice. I will say, High Branch IPAs are some of the most aromatic IPAs ever. Even the ones that sometimes I'm not like the biggest fan of the flavor. Even I usually like all of them a lot, but even ones where the flavors are like a little bit of a letdown, it's usually the aroma is just like super in your face. This one is like a ton of pineapple and mango. A little bit of peach. A little bit of like grass clippings. And a little bit of like bready, doughy malt too. This smells really nice. Man, that's good. I will say overall, Resident Culture is probably my favorite Charlotte metro area brewery. These guys are definitely second, but when it comes to this style specifically, I think these guys are better than Resident Culture, to be honest. Because so many IPAs I've had recently are either like there might be like juicy up front, but then they don't follow through all the way. They finish with like a weird dryness, and like I like dry IPAs if they're usually dry IPAs. It makes more sense to the West Coast. And when I say dry, I don't mean not sweet, because I don't want them to be really sweet either. I mean that the flavor continues all the way through and lasts on the palate. You don't just get it up front and then it falls off into nothing. And that's what I've been getting with a lot of IPAs recently. And some of them have had that, and part of the reason because they're like a little chalky. And some breweries can accomplish that, but usually to get to that level, they're sacrificing balance, and then they have like a really bitter like burny aftertaste. And High Branch is able to find that middle ground where it has a really nice juicy flavor all the way through the back end, and it just sits on your palate, but it's not overly hopped either. Man, that's good. Ton of pineapple and orange pith. It's a lot more citrusy than the aroma. The aroma was more a little bit on the tropical side. This is more citrusy. I am getting a little of like the piney underripened mango character. There's a hint of bready sweetness, but it's just enough to balance the beer. And and it finishes like so clean. There's no offensive lingering bitterness. The flavor follows all the way through. That is just awesome stuff. Man, you know, IPAs are really funny because sometimes you drink a lot of at least I drink I'll have a bunch of mediocre ones, and I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of just tired of it. Tired of these. Even from breweries I generally like, sometimes just it doesn't really do much for me. But then every once in a while you get one that's actually really well done, and it's like, damn, now I remember why I love this style if it's done really well. And this is a perfect example of that. This beer is fantastic. I think the Simcoe really helps. I think if it was just, I don't know much about Ultra, but I'm assuming it's more towards a lot of the newer hops. And Azacca can have that like really weird not dry, but like chalky finish. For whatever reason, usually chalkiness doesn't really have to do with what type of hop it is, but I get that a lot in beers with Azacca. So for some reason, to me, I feel like it has to do with the hops. I don't know. It's probably wrong, but it just feels that way to me. But I think that Simcoe really adds a nice level of bitterness and a little bit of earthy pine, but still providing a little bit of a juicy citrus together with the Azacca. And then I don't really know what the Ultra is doing in this because I've never had it. I don't think. But whatever it is, awesome hop combination, really good malt bill, and it's just another really awesome IPA from these guys. So I think it's pretty obvious about what I'm saying, but this is definitely a buy for me. I'm guessing this won't be made. If it is made again, I'm guessing it won't be made again until next year in the 4th of July, or maybe they would do something for Veterans or Memorial Day. I don't know. I doubt it. Especially not Memorial Day because that's only a month away from the 4th of July. So maybe Veterans Day, but who knows. But I think it's a very good IPA, and I hope they do it again because I would definitely buy this again. It's great beer. But that's all I got in this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.